Good morning and welcome to Caffeinated Crafting. My name is Daniela, known as Caffeinated Gert around the interwebs. It is Sunday, October 23rd. I cannot believe it's already getting towards the end of October. It just blows my little mind. Don't forget, there is a fall/Halloween craft along happening in, here with the podcast, the channel, with the channel. I'm trying to get in the habit of saying the channel. I feel like it's weird because when I first started doing this, it was called a podcast. That was before, I didn't use YouTube back then. But I asked my teenager, like, do they still call it a podcast? What do I call it? And he says, it's a channel. You call it the channel. So anyway, on my channel, but there is a Ravelry group, that's also Caffeinated Crafting, and, you can post your finished projects there. If you, for some reason, are not on Ravelry, you can post it on Instagram and tag me, or, there's also a blog that's Caffeinated Crafting with Gert, but I just kind of post the episodes there. But if for some reason you can't post your finished project to either of the others, you could post it there as, like in a comment. I think you can do pictures that way. Link me somehow and I will get you entered to win a prize. We've got some gorgeous yarn, that's going to be given away. It can be a whip. I don't care, as long as you can tell me why it's Halloweeny or fall-y. It can be knit, crocheted, spun, woven, painted, clay, woodwork, whatever craft you want to make it. And I'm actually would be curious to see what other crafts you use. Baking is a craft. You can, if you're baking treats, post those. Anything and everything Halloween and or fall inspired will work. I have a couple of finished things. I didn't record last week because that's literally all I had, and I didn't want to record and be like, I have 2 little finished objects, and that's all, folks. Because, that wouldn't be any fun. So my finished objects are my October gnome. I made him fall inspired. He's another little dude and will go on the shelf up there with my other little dudes. My Halloween inspired one is right there. And I crocheted a pumpkin. The gnome is the Never Not Gnoming pattern by Imagined Landscapes. I did improvise the beard, so it's like a basic beard, but then when I got to 3 stitches, I did I-cord, and I did enough I-cord to be able to tie a knot in the bottom of it. And I did that on the other little ones, and I love how it looks. So if you want to embellish your beard with a little knot at the end, it's just I-cord and then make it into a knot. This is one of the smaller ones. The Never Not Gnoming pattern has a variety of sizes of gnomes in it, which is why I tend to use that one. And I just needed a quick little gnome, so I made a little one again this month. I might make a bigger one next month. It'll just kind of depend on how the Christmas crafting is going. The other project I finished is a pumpkin. And I crocheted this pumpkin. I held 2 skeins of yarn together. One had sparkles and was variegated, and the other one was a solid orange, and then I used brown for the stem. I don't know what the yarn was, I'm sorry. But the pattern is Spice and Clove Knit and Crochet Pumpkins. And the pattern is by Hannah MAIER. Now, last year, I did the knit version, and I don't know where my little pumpkin is. It got lost when I haven't found it since I rearranged the Gert Cave. My little knit pumpkin was much smaller than this. This one ended up being bigger. I don't know why, but maybe the crocheted one's bigger than the knit one. I don't know. The picture, they look the same. But anyway, cute little pumpkin, and I think that's a free pattern, right? Let me double check. Yes, it's a free pattern. So whether you knit or crochet, this pattern can be for you. Super cute little pumpkin. So those are my finished things. Now, one of the reasons I didn't record last week is because the only other thing I was working on was Christmas presents. So I have made a decision. I've told my local friends, if you watch the podcast, and I think only a couple of them do anyway, don't watch it until after Christmas. So if I know you in person at this point, see you later. Don't watch anymore because you will get spoiled because I'm working on Christmas gifts. I decided rather than not sharing what I'm working on and like, you know, making it secret for the channel, it makes more sense to keep it secret from them. And if they want to cheat and watch, then that's on them, not me. I tried. So I'm working on some really cool stuff for Christmas. Like, I'm really excited to be working on the projects that I have going. So I'm excited to share. I did work on, I made a few more of the squares for the Mini Cat square pillow that I'm working on out of hand spun. I didn't bring those over to show you because they look just like all the other squares. Once I get a little more into that and start putting the squares together, I need to block them and start working on the cats. Then I'll share it with you again. That is one Christmas gift. Another Christmas gift, and this one cracks me up so much already, is I am crocheting a Queen Elizabeth. One of my locals is crazy about the British monarchy, and I had planned to make this even before she passed, but I feel like now she's gonna like it even more, maybe. It's so cute. And this is what I got so far. So I still need to do the hair and the hat. She needs arms and buttons and a purse. And then she will be done. I think I need to, her collar is a little off center. But, and I need to maybe block it down so it'll lay better. I keep playing with it, pushing it down, and it is laying better already now. And maybe once the arms are on, that'll help. I love the way this pattern did the nose. It's a bobble stitch and it looks perfect. Love that. She's got underwear and like an undershirt on, and then the coat on top, which cracks me up. I actually had to crochet an extra round on the coat because you could still see her underpants, and I thought that was a bad look. So anyway, here it is. The blue yarn is, hang on, I have my tag here somewhere. Where did you go? It's BERROCO. Oh, it's way over there. Shoot. Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna try to edit today, so hopefully having the breaks in there won't like drive me insane. Her coat is BERROCO Ultra Wool. It's 100% superwash in the colorway 33163. There's no name. I bought this yarn specifically for this project because it looks, I know I only have black and white, but it looks exactly the same, I think. We're so close that you can't tell the difference. So that's what I'm using for her coat. The head is, I'm using SKEIN tones from Lion brand. I really like, it's acrylic. I really like using these for, they do some really good skin tones, and like all the way light to nice and dark. And I really like it for toys, that kind of thing. Because it looks like, you know, it's like a good skin. You know, there's like a version that's more peachy. You've got some nice tan, like you've been to the beach. There's some dark, there's darker skin tones. I think there's 6 dots, but I don't know if, like I have, like it goes as far as dark as like that one. That's my darkest one, I think. And I've used it for hair so far. But I like it. It's good stuff. Because it's sometimes hard to find yarn if you're making toys and you want a natural skin tone, to get a natural skin tone. So ivory is, no, that's not. Is that the same? I think it is. So this is the lightest. This is the one I'm using. That kind of gives you an idea of how light. I mean, it goes like to white, but I feel like that doesn't really look like skin. I actually use this for the underclothes. So that is Queen Elizabeth. The pattern is by CARLA MITRANI. CARLA MITRANI. I'm going to try to be fancy and put the pattern names on the bottom, but we'll see how that goes. My child is taking, he's taking digital arts at school, and he's learning how to use video software. So he's kind of helped me. I have iMovie on my Mac, but I've never found it very user-friendly, but he's helped me some, and he said he would help me if I needed. So I'm going to try to make this a little fancier. Maybe, oh, not fancier. I don't really want it to be fancy, but like, you know, add like the pattern names and that kind of thing, because I find that's helpful. I did get this, buy this pattern on Etsy. It was not on Ravelry, so FYI. And it's very well written, easy to follow, good pictures. I like it. Good pattern. Is it on Ravelry at all? I think I found it on Ravelry, but then it linked me to the Etsy shop to purchase the pattern. Let me double check to make sure I am, yeah, because I don't have a project page for that yet. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it on Ravelry. Yeah, okay. So you can find the pattern on Ravelry, and it does link to the Etsy shop. So I'm going to go ahead and create my project. So then I will know that I am working on this. I mean, I know, but then in case you need to find it, as always, I will link my Ravelry page, project page below, and then you can just find it easily that way if you're interested in making your own. So let's see, I started her, I don't know the exact day, sometime this month. It was in the last week or so. Okay, so that way, and here, I'll go ahead and add some photos even, because I'm doing that because if you don't do something when you start a new project, I think it puts it on the bottom and then it makes it hard to find, and that way I have a little something on her because I need to add the yarn and such. All right, so I've made her a project page, and Queen Elizabeth, super cute. Let's put her over that way and the yarn over that way. As per usual, I have a big mess going on. For her, I am using a 3mm or a D crochet hook, in case you need to know that. And let's put all that over there. So the other Christmas gift I'm working on is a Triceratops. And I did make a project page for that, so it's linked. And it will look like this. It's a big old pattern. I got this pattern from Amigurumi today. They have some really nice patterns. I've made the cupcake. I made several things from them so far. Oh, I've made, wait, I made a project page, but is he not on Ravelry? Maybe he's not on Ravelry at all. but I thought he was. Okay, so I don't think he's on Ravelry. I got him at Amigurumi today. So I have a project page for him, but there's no link to the pattern. You'll have to go find it at, it's Amigurumi today. They have some really nice patterns, can recommend. And this is a big pattern, like it's a lot of pages. It's very detailed, nice pictures, formatted nicely to be able to follow the pattern. Very nice. And so far I have this. So I have his head and the little horns, and I do have one of his front paws finished. I am using this SANDNES GARN Smart Yarn for like the main body. Also the same brand, different color for the horns. And then I have some leftover old rusted chair. I don't know what the colorway is, but I have enough of this left over that for all of the yellow bits on him, I'm going to use that to give it a little visual interest. So this will also be used up here to go or to make his little spikies, I think up there. It's hard to tell from the black and white picture, and I actually screenshotted a picture, a color picture, obviously, of the pattern, so I can refer back to it as like which color is where, because you have beige for the horns and then yellow for the bottom of the feet and other things. And from the black and white picture, the yellow and the beige look the same. And then he actually has some like hot pink spots on his back, and you can't see that either. And this right here, the little, that's hot pink. Also the little marks under the eye for little cheeks. And I reference back to that color picture because can't tell on this black and white. So I am working on him. I worked on him yesterday because the recipient wasn't in our little hangout group, and that way she couldn't see what I was doing. So I will probably, I don't know, I'm kind of excited to work on the queen. I don't know which one I'll work on today, but one or the other. Got to get on those Christmas presents because it makes me anxious for them to not be going. But at least they're all planned out now. My friend Suzanne got a sock crank machine, sock knitting machine. So she's cranking me some tubes. And so I have a bunch of socks that I'll have to just put in the heels. No, she's putting heels in. It's even better. All I'll have to do is put in the toes and the cuffs. And those will be mostly for the people that I would like to give socks to for Christmas. But I don't have time to knit a whole pair of socks. And I think that's a great compromise. I'm still customizing socks for them. They're still getting, they don't know any difference. They think they're getting hand knit socks. They're getting handmade socks. Maybe not hand knit socks, but they're still getting handmade socks. So I'll be working on those also. Trying to get the little cute stuff for my local knitters done first, because those will take more time. Also, I can work on the socks when I see the knitters in person, whereas I cannot work on Christmas gifts for them. All right, I think that's all I have for today. I'm going to see about editing this doohickey together and seeing if I can put some we'll see if you get any text. I don't know. I'm going to try. And then I need to get back to knitting because, or crocheting actually. I'm not knitting anything at present. It's all crochet. Crazy. I do have a bunny planned. That's for one of the gifts, and it's a bunny in a dress, and that is knit, and that's going to be so cute. All right, so I will see you guys next week. And until then, happy crafting.